Courtney wants more barrels here in the final as she locks in to get the opening ride against Brisa Hennessy. Little mid-face slash to stall. No barrel on offer this time as she'll kick out to the channel and try to fight for a big win here at the end of the road. Courtney taking on Brisa Hennessy as we've reached the finals for the men and women. Just about to close out finals day. Joe Turpel and Laura Enever, who's been competing for a very long time. What changes, Laura, when you get to one heat away of fulfilling your dream of winning a big event on tour?
I mean, everything, making it all the way to the final, that's what you dream of. You absolutely dream of these moments. And coming up short, it hurts. But both of these women, one of them is going to be the first women's champ here in Tahiti in 16 years. A special moment in our sport. In history, and yeah, either Courtney Conlogue or Brisa Hennessy is going to take home that trophy.
Crazy how close the season ended up being coming into the final stop of the regular season. Earlier today, Brisa was just trying to keep herself in contention for the WSL Final 5. She was in a must-win situation. If she lost against Lakey, she would have fell out. Now that she's all the way into the final with 10,000 points on the line, if she wins, she could go all the way up to the #2 spot.
Wow.
Into the Rip Curl WSL Finals. We'll wait to see what unfolds here.
Absolutely huge for Brisa to, you know, if she could take this, obviously not only being the first of the women's champions back, but yes, second in the world heading into trestles would be mighty fine.
As we see setting up another attempt at the barrel, just quickly up and out. Brisa Hennessy been working hard on the backhand barrel approach, spending a lot of time at Cloudbreak in some pretty big conditions. Last year, she was able to release a film showcasing all the waves that she was able to ride. Talked about kind of pushing herself when it got pretty scary at Cloudbreak. And she got some of the waves of her life just translated to more confidence, which I think is all just fulfilling this role that we're seeing here in Tahiti at the end of the road.
Yeah, it really has, and I mean, it's paid off. I remember seeing Brisa here last week. We've been here a long time, but you know, there wasn't a lot of time for the women to warm up. You know, even the crew that have been here for the last 3 weeks, there hasn't been any major you know, waves. It's been the wrong you know, direction swell, lots of rain, just nothing, you know, of any substance for everyone to sort of get to know this wave. So Brisa wasn't actually feeling very confident, you know, a week ago. She was saying, I haven't really had a proper wave out here yet, but that all changed. And, you know, she's been learning on the fly out here, and just seeing her, you know, barrel, you know, everything she's doing in the barrel evolve over the last few days. It's cool.
So much to be excited for here on finals day. Miguel Pupo has just entered the first CT final of his career. He's sitting next to Dimity.
Thanks, Joe. Miggy, how does it feel you're in your first ever CT final?
It feels good, you know. I knew it was going to be a good battle against Kyle. He's been surfing well, but with this win, I knew it was going to be hard for the backhanders like it was for Kelly on the previous heat. So I kind of tried to look at where Kali was sitting, and then I just went straight there where he was, and I kept hearing 8s and 7s, so I was like, oh, that's the spot to be on. And got a couple 6s, which was enough, so first ever final, stoked.
And it's not over yet, you know, you've done all the hard work to get to this point. It's going to be an all goofy footer matchup against local hero Kali Vast. What's it going to take to beat him today?
Yeah, look, Kali is surfing really well, and, you know, he has the home crowd, but, you know, I'm surfing for my family in Brazil, so I'll try my best and see who's going to come up on top.
Well, we're so excited to watch you. Good luck. I'll let you go get ready.
What an exciting moment for the career of Miguel Pupo, qualifying at the halfway mark in 2011. We talked about him in the semifinals just moments ago. I mean, that was only his 3rd time he was in a championship tour semifinal in his career. We talked about this is the best year of his life, and he just continues to break all previous records. So far as personal bests are concerned, at a lot of the reoccurring venues on tour. So impressed with Miguel Pupo, very close to his first CT win.
Wow, it's absolutely incredible. I mean, coming on, you know, back in 2011, you know, that was the year that Courtney also came on tour. Came on tour in 2011, and it feels like an eternity ago. Honestly, he is a different man now, and it's actually so inspiring, even, you know, for me to see that he has had that fight the whole time. I'm sure there's been times in his career where he's just wanted to maybe throw in the towel, and, you know, But for him to come back stronger and stronger and keep evolving, he's fallen off tour, gotten back on tour over and over again, and to finally break through to that first ever final is something very special.
Priority with Courtney Conlogue, had a 1.17 start. As we'll see the Californian just grab the rail. I love how she can just redirect on demand with that strong right arm. Just a quick little fade into the pocket as she steps off, and we'll see a little bit more wave activity as she'll just head straight to the channel with 28 minutes on the clock. Her first final of the season, as she got her first win in the semifinals here at this event. She had 2 previous in Australia that she went down in. And she makes really good adjustments when she adapts to the conditions. What do you think of this one, Laura?
Yeah, just love that barrel style. She's got that drop on. She's got it down, sorry. She's just, look at that. Puts her butt in the face, knows how to just extend to maximize the tube time. I'm just so impressed by Courtney's backside pig dogging stance. And, you know, it just looks like she just looks so comfortable in that position. So strong, so stable, and yeah, it's really cool to see.
Courtney enjoying the beauty of Tahiti all week. Loved the lay days. Was never in a rush to get things started. Really had a well-balanced act. In and out of the water, always spot checking every single day at Teahupo'o. She was enjoying the all-women's practice session that happened at the start of this waiting period, just to get a little bit more familiar with the different breaks in the reef. Brisa Hennessy sits out the back with priority, with a lot on the line in this final. Not like she's had enough on the line today. She got into the final 5 officially, but now if she wins, she'll move into the number 2 seed at the Rip Curl WSL Finals. And what an advantage that would be to get out of that first title match where 4th seed and 5th take on each other. Whoever wins that moves on to number 3. Whoever wins that moves on to number 2. So talk about getting some extra rest. A bigger set approaching now. 2 surfers out of position.
Seems like Brisa has decided to put that helmet on again, so let's see if it gives her the confidence. We've got some whistles.
Water drawing off the reef. Further down the line, Conlogue under priority wants it. Stylish little slide on the open face, but nothing really to pull into. She's got that wire, doesn't she? That little slingshot into that backhand tube stall. I love it.
She is so comfortable in these conditions. You know, she's just going from strength to strength, it feels like. She's not afraid to turn and go. We talk about having to make that split-second decision, sliding down the face sideways. She is totally fine to have that weightless feel and that board sliding down the face, and that is a really hard thing to do and a hard thing to feel in control doing, but she looks very in control.
So Laura, you just identified the helmet back on for Brisa. She had it on in the quarterfinal against Lakey Peterson, took it off in the matchup with Vahine Fierro. Now it's back on again.
Yeah, I mean, she must have just seen a few like chunky barrels coming through in the men's heat or whatever. Maybe it's a superstition thing. Maybe she just feels more comfortable and like she wants to charge harder in the helmet. So whatever the reason, I'm guessing maybe that the wind and there is a few West Bowl ones coming in, and she wants to give herself every chance mentally and physically to get into them.
One of my favorite helmet-wearing performances in surfing history was Sally Fitzgibbons at Cloudbreak. Burst her ear jump in round 2, paddled out again against doctor's orders. She had like duct tape on her ears and then put a helmet on just to be safe, and went on to back-to-back titles on that shallow reef. Big shout out to Sally. She hadn't missed an event in her career until now, as she's gonna come back with a fight the start of next season. Watching a wild takeoff there. Brisa Hennessy straight down to the bottom.
Yeah, maybe should have grabbed then to try to see if she could sneak under that, but just felt like she got in a bit late and just threw her off a bit. Yeah, Brisa just on top there and just going down, but maybe could have grabbed and tried to sneak into that one, but you know, I think just feeling like she was too late at the end of the day, so decided to just cruise on over the falls. Yeah, not able to get that rail engaged. I think maybe if she could have grabbed that rail and gone to that pig dog that we saw her do earlier, she maybe could have, you know, had a better chance at trying to make that, but love to see her go.
The room for recovery just seems so tiny out here.
Yeah.
If you decide to stand straight up and right away and it was the wrong decision, you often pay for it. As we have a solid dig for this wave. Good looking wave for Courtney Conlogue. Packs the first section and she'll get spit out. What a great read for the Californian. Always thriving in waves of consequence. Turning 30 years of age next week.
Wow.
And we've seen so many glorified moments in her career, being pushed every single round, getting really well barreled on the way to this final. Let's take another look, Laura.
Love this. You know, she just swooped in deep. Oh, is this it? Wow. Absolutely love this. Just swooping in, knifing this. Absolute amazing read. No hands at the takeoff there, so just deciding she wanted to maybe get another pump and then realized I want to slow down here. I'm going to put my leg and butt and arm in the face to maximize this. Look at that positioning from Courtney Conlogue. That is picturesque, perfect positioning. Holding on here to maximize that moment. It went very small, and to make it out, she had to go high and read that to perfection.
I just love how she has so much speed, but she could bottom turn and then slam on the brakes. Really hard to do on a powerful wave like this. Waz, how's she feeling now?
She was psyching. She was going by her caddy. Caddy's telling her just to improve on her wave selection, making sure that she actually gets on a better wave to better her score line. Right now, out the back, we got Brisa paddling over to Lorenzo. Lorenzo's giving her a new board. That leads me into these two local boys who are actually, they're caddies out here. So both Courtney and Brisa have local boys out here in their corner. Brisa's out there with Lorenzo Tahiti, and Courtney has David over here in her corner. So a beautiful little symbiotic relationship happening in the channel with the caddies and looking after these young ladies out here. It's really fun to watch them and to push them and to drive them. The main conversation between both of the caddies to both of the ladies was to get deeper and to get further up the reef so they could get longer barrels. Beautiful work.
I love it. Symbiotic relationship. I'd call it a mutualism, both benefiting from this partnership, getting a lot of love from the local contingent in the channel. But they get so much excitement seeing Courtney and Brisa succeed as they're looking for a big title here at Teahupo'o. First time this event's been on for the women in 16 years, and it's been a long wait. So happy that these two get to enjoy the final and to be the first champ out here for the first time. We'll decide that in about 20 minutes.
Yeah, who is going to add their name to the list of hard-charging women who have won here in the past, you know, idols of mine and all of ours growing up. Kate Scarrett, never forget watching her in Blue Crush, just absolutely charging. Kiala Kennelly, Lane Beachley, Sophia Milanovic, Chelsea Georgeson, now Hedges, and the last winner, Melanie Redmond-Carr. So, yeah, either Courtney Conlogue or Brisa Hennessy is adding their name to that list.
Melanie Redmond-Carr was on a roll that year. She had a few wins. It was really talked a lot about that she might be the world champ that season. I think in the interview after that win in Tahiti, she was focused on Chelsea coming forward. Chelsea was a defending world champ at the time. Also, Lane was looking for title number 7. There's the Hennessy family. You don't often see them doing stuff without the whole family involved. Living a long time on the ocean. Different oceans around the world, from Costa Rica to Hawaii to Fiji. As we check out the approach from Conlogue, extending that slide in the barrel, trying to fight for an exit, still hanging onto her board. And her sense of humor still comes out in the middle of a final.
You know what, we wouldn't have seen the personality like this come through from Courtney anywhere else this year, but wow, to see her out there, she's having so much fun. She obviously wants the win, but she's just goofy as ever and just living the dream right now. And I mean, I don't think this was a very good wave choice to go. She had priority here, but look at that, getting so stylish with that pig dog. So cool. And getting very stylish with the, what do you call that? The aeroplane?
Gosh, it's amazing. She has total control, no
That's
hands.
like a workout move.
It totally is.
It's like a core. She's got actually the best abs on the women's tour.
Trained so hard. I remember a lay day in Brazil. Everyone else was kind of cruising, and she was just hitting the gym that was on site. And I think we were actually maybe going on another call where she could have surfed, and she's just working out. She actually had to learn how to balance, almost overtraining, and find what made herself feel the best to perform at a high level in the ocean as well.
Her and Italy are going to have an ab off at the end of the year. They got some washboards.
Oh, they certainly do. Courtney Conlogue, not afraid of putting time in behind the scenes, just a student of the game, but also just always looks for ways to improve. And she'd reached a point of her career where she just started getting multiple wins for about 4 seasons in a row. 2015 was that breakthrough year for Courtney, where she got multiple wins in the same season, finished back-to-back runner-up in the world. Courtney, on her way back out, will just sling into a backside carving turn, arcs it again. That feels great here on small sections at Teahupo'o. You have so much speed. With a nice round tail, you can just push so hard back into the pocket. Smart decision for Courtney to pick that one up on the way back out.
Yeah, slicing there. I'm not sure if it will go into a top 2, 4, 5, but yeah, just having fun. I mean, I kind of thought maybe she'd go back out the back and sit and wait with a, a 7 and a 4, 5, but she's put herself out of position for what could be a big set right here. Brisa was scratching under it.
Really taking her by surprise. Brisa was sitting in the outside position. Looks like there's another one behind it. She was a bit deep for the wave that came before that Courtney caught the tail end of. And nice to see that there's still some size out there here in the final.
Yeah, the energy, it feels like it's packing back in again, and we knew there was going to be a little more of a kick this afternoon.
Looks like Brisa wants this wave. There's foam deep on it. It should clear up down the line, just quickly up and out.
Yeah, unfortunately, the third wave of the set will always have a foamy face on it and can make things a bit tricky.
I've heard CJ Hobgood say before, hey, if there's foam on the face out here, he's not going.
Yeah.
He just never even looks at it.
But you know who will go hedgy?
Yeah, he's had some wild ones and a lot of success with foam on the face. And obviously wave selection sometimes changes gears depending on where you are in a heat, what kind of score you're looking for. So 2 natural footers or regular footers standing with their left foot forward ended making the women's final. Courtney and Brisa grabbing that outside rail, pulling up and under on multiple occasions. Brisa definitely had her hands full, drawing the local favorite, Vahine Fierro, in a bit of a wave-starved heat that got put on hold for over half an hour. And Brisa wisely just got a start. Vahine's game plan was clear. Wait for a solid set. When she finally got going, all the barrels were clamping at the time. But Tahiti and Vahine should be proud of her success in this event.
Yeah, she really should. She, showed such class and poise, and just that she belongs here. And I mean, I wish her all the best on the Challenger Series for the rest of the year. And it was amazing to have her be a part of this event, and she's got a huge, huge future for sure. But yeah, unfortunate in that heat, Vahine just, stuck to her guns. She sat out in the spot on the ledge, but unfortunately just didn't really get the ball rolling at all and couldn't make the fight back. Brisa only had turns, really, that got her through that heat, so.
Brisa holding down priority with a quiet little combo. Here as we look back to Courtney's 717 that got her way out in front.
Yeah, this was the best wave of the heat so far, and Courtney deciding not to grab at the start of this wave, but then pulling up high and tight to make that barrel.
And she's been getting her barrels in different ways. I'm so impressed how she can get so much speed, and look how much she's pressing off the bottom, and right there, gets the pig dog style, slams on the brakes, putting her body into the face of the wave. Got to be a good body surfer, I feel like, to be a great tube rider as well. And Courtney understands that. One of the strongest on tour, getting spit out to the safety of the channel, and she wants more. Trying to take off quickly and pull under the first section is Conlogue. She'll miss it there, but she was able to avoid a wipeout. Clean conditions out the back. Hennessy getting involved. Straight down to the bottom. She'll try to burn off some speed. Nice hollow section. Hennessy just getting shoved down the line. There's a moment there I thought Brisa was going to get nice and barreled. Real good shape. It just was right behind her as she's still trying to break the combination.
Yeah, unfortunate there for Brisa. She just couldn't put herself deep enough. She might be adjusting her positioning after that wave, but you know, it looked like a beauty. It looked like maybe it was going to throw in that West Bowl. She could have possibly just grabbed here and tried to slow down from the start and put her butt in the face. She kind of, you know, came down and around, and that positioned her just in front of the barrel. So if she'd been able to wipe off speed at the bottom there, she could have maybe just, you know, slowed down and been in that barrel and been able to maximize that. But, you know, Brisa learning on the fly here, and, you know, each and every barrel is different out here, you know. She's going to go back and be able to watch that and come back and work out next time how to slow down.
A lot of personal bests being celebrated here at the end of the road. One man that just got his best result out here, Caio Ibelli, sitting on the boat with Dimity.
Caio, what an amazing finish to your year. 3rd place, your best result yet. I feel like this is just only the start of what's to come next year.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, starting Hawaii with 2 semifinals, like I really expect to just try to get something more out of the year, you know, like I think I put a lot of pressure on myself, and like I might have been like really close if I had another good result, like maybe a quarterfinals, like I would be able to sneak in closer to the top 5. But yeah, super stoked. Like I wish we had a little bit more waves in my heat. It was really hard to tell like which wave was going to barrel. Somehow Teahupo'o is not barreling that much right now, so. But Miguel did good. I'm stoked for him. I'm stoked to see my friend Kali in the finals, and yeah, I'm like vacation mode now. Like I'm feeling it.
And you're looking very relaxed now, knowing that it's all over. But what's your plans to prepare for next year? Because I feel like you've just only built to another level this year, and what's next?
Yeah, I'm gonna go home. I need to take like a month and a half vacation, maybe a month. Then I'm gonna start training harder than I ever done before. Like I kind of have mapped everything all my way to next year, and maybe to next year give the best shot of my life, trying to like become closer to the top 5 or on the top 5, and just in general being a better surfer. Like if we become that competitive mind the whole time, like trying to like make heats, like a lot of times things don't go that way. So just trying to be a better person at home, like take care of my body. I'm getting older, like I'm getting lower back pain, and just like take care more of the details in my daily routine, which it's really hard for us to have when we're traveling. So have a routine at home, train really hard, and come back strong for next year.
Sounds like a good plan, but for now, enjoy your time in paradise. We're in Tahiti.
That's right. What a great year for Caio Ibelli, and it's like the first time ever I can actually relate to him. Lower back pain.
He could buy a few massages with his prize money.
What a talented surfer. But yeah, a well-earned break to prepare for next season. Controlling wild takeoff into a quick whip on the face, pulling in for a section there is Brisa Hennessy. Backhand roundhouse cut back, just arcing on the open face. That had to feel good. Hennessy ditched a 0.5 with that one, Laura.
That would have felt good for Brisa to get going. 8.5 minutes to go. You know, she needed to drop one of those low scores, and you know, that was a nice wave. She wasn't super deep, but just got to get in the barrel. Nice drop there, you know, just hanging on and doing that cool check turn to slow down. Really cool barrel style from Brisa, and a nice little hook there. So that was a nice critical drop there. And then, yeah, pulling in for a bit of coverage there. Won't be anything too big, the score, but, you know, it'll be something to put her back in the heat and maybe get up to, you know, maybe something in Courtney Conlogue's backup range.
So many cool coaching type mentors that Brisa's worked with in her career. I mentioned Kahea in the early years. Keiko Bacoso by her side in a lot of key events growing up, and officially working with Glenn Micro Hall and the Micro Surf Academy through some big highlighted moments of her career. And she's always so thankful for every bit of knowledge that gets passed her way. 7:25 to go. Scores coming in for last of Hennessy will make this final a bit closer. Her goal there was to break the combination, but there's more waves on the way.
This is the bomb.
Water sucking off the reef. In position is Conlogue. Big takeoff, slides right into the open face. Big highline wrap, just enjoying the speed in the open face of Teahupo'o. Not an easy drop, even though she didn't get barreled there. Really technical approach for Courtney.
Yeah, unfortunately that wave just a bit south, I think. It didn't really have the wrap in on it, so it didn't barrel, but you know, it looked like it was going to do it from the start. Just so impressed. She was so late on that drop, slid down the face. Her positioning was perfect, so she didn't catch any rails, and if that was doing its thing, she would have put herself in the perfect position.
Oh, she loves being in position for a solid wave. Thinking about big wave efforts for Conlogue over her lifetime. You always think of Margaret River. She was so dangerous out there. Multiple titles at that venue. What about this takeoff?
Yeah, one of the biggest sets of the day, and Courtney just sliding down the face sideways. Her fins unengaging from the wave face and then re-engaging. So really critical. A super gnarly drop, sliding sideways. That was really, really cool. And then just a stylish backside carve.
What do you love about a big backside carve or even a big backside roundhouse cutback?
Yeah, big carve down. It's super fun. You can just play around with it, move your feet up around the board, and just get a bit crazy.
I always loved the way Bruce Irons used to do them with a lot of speed, and the way he'd frame up the rebound was like a frontside hack. It was so exciting, and it wasn't always a popular maneuver for a long time. Dan Reynolds said he felt a little uncomfortable with his style when he did them. I love how much time you could spend on that rail. Courtney enjoyed a nice version of a wrapping turn as we have 5:25 left on the clock. Brisa with priority hunting down to 7.9. This final's flying by on us, Waz.
It sure is, and we got a couple of different kids in the water right now. So Brisa paddling back out. My arms don't work. I can't paddle. And she's like exhausted. She could, you know, verbally just shouted it out to her caddy. Her caddy said, "You got to get deeper, get back in there." You know, I can't move my arms. So she's really feeling the fatigue of the day. And Courtney just kind of the opposite, super excited, saw that wave, said when she paddled back out after, she said, "I just couldn't wait to feel the feeling of dropping in on that wave." She was so excited to feel the energy of the wave, and now she knows, and she's talking to her caddy, talking about getting back behind it more so she can be in the barrel when she drops into those waves. So really fun, total juxtaposition of the fatigue and the spirit of these young ladies in the water.
Love it, Strider. Thanks for the insight. A totally different story in both of these camps for these two athletes. And you think about the fatigue factor physically and mentally for what Brisa's day's been like. The sudden death surf off for a spot, the WSL Final 5 first for Lakey. But even before that, getting a bomb in the free surf, that feels like a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah,
lots happened in this day. It makes sense that she'd be feeling the fatigue at this point.
She posted a video this morning of her just her nose dripping. We call it tap nose. When you get a flogging out in the lineup, you usually have a lot of water that just loves to go up the sinuses, and if you turn over and you know, it could be an hour later, some of it will drain out. But just thinking of Courtney Conlogue right now, you know, at the start of the year in January at Pipe, we thought we were going to see her in a final there. You know, we knew that she just loved that wave. She was out there in the free surfs, and she ended up getting a 17th there, second round loss. So
and
amazing.
It was kind of like what you brought up before. Mentally, she was preparing for big pipeline.
Yeah.
And her heat was not big pipeline, and that actually really took her by surprise.
Totally. And then it was big pipeline, and she wasn't in the mix a few days later. And I mean, to finish this year off in the final, her up and down roller coaster year has just been, you know, pretty inspiring. I've seen her, been along for the ride at most events, and just seen Courtney get over some big mental hurdles, being in a position she'd never been in on tour. She's never fallen off tour in her 11 years on tour, and she almost came the closest to it when she almost didn't make the cut.
It's like, even though she lost early at Pipe, she absorbed so much information and gained so much experience. She called up Reef McIntosh, Pipe legend, and was like, "Hey, can we work together?" And Reef was so happy to help, and he just loved her intensity to improve and to learn, and, you know, knocking on the door before the sun came up. And he was just like, "Wow, I'm impressed. Let's do this." And he saw a lot of improvement in her in a very short period of time, ready to learn, ready to apply all that new knowledge, and reaching out for people with a ton of experience like Reef. And no doubt she's applying everything that she learned to a venue like this as well.
For sure, for sure. She looks like she's just been doing backside pig dogging her whole life. Trying to get in that position that she gets in. Try to do it on the ground. Anyone watching at home, it's hard. And then you're doing it on the board. takes a lot of strength and flexibility.
And it looks just like an art form when it's done right. 2 minutes on the clock. This one's going below sea level. Do we still have a rider on the foam ball? Just seeing a open, hollow section with no surf for Brisa Hennessy. Going for a big attempt on her backhand. What do you think, Laura?
Yeah, well, this was the same type of wave that she got her 7.5 on in her heat earlier today, so against Lakey, but unfortunately that one just running off too quick. Incredible drop there, and love that positioning, being able to pull up under it, get super low, but just couldn't drive through that.
And Laura, just thinking about the skill set of pulling up and under before getting all the way to the bottom of the wave, and when you attempt to do that, to max out the tube time. Brisa had some amazing ones in the early rounds, kind of pulling the rail almost really late. Saw her getting spit out of the channel. 1 minute to go on the clock. Brisa talking about the fatigue factor hitting. Sea Tigers looking to close this one out. Wall stands up and shuts down right in front of Conlogue. Springs off that board to punch through. Now 55 seconds. If Courtney can go on to a win here, it would be her 13th championship tour victory of her amazing career. And that would break the tie that she shares with Sally Fitzgibbons right now for 12 apiece.
Wow. And it'll be her first win in how long?
Since 2019 Bells Beach. And you think problem, 20 seconds left. Priority not established yet. Brisa did break the combo, so she needs a 7.9. Now the Water Patrol on the assist for Courtney as we're into the countdown. Brisa in the channel talking things over. After 16 years, waiting for the women to come back, we finally have another champion. Courtney Conlogue takes out the Outerknown Tahiti Pro.
Yes, Courtney.
She is a special human being, a special athlete. Surfers like Courtney Conlogue don't come around every day. That look of focus you saw on her face as a little kid competing at Huntington Beach up and down the California coast. You knew she had big dreams. She had a lot of talent in other sports as well, but she can't spend enough time in the water. Loves her job. There's a big embrace with runner-up in the final, Brisa Hennessy.
All that grit, all that determination. I look at this list of past winners here, and Courtney Conlogue winning this event. 16 years on, it's just fitting.
That's right. Yeah.
She's been known as one of the hardest chargers on tour for a long time, and now she's been able to turn that charge and that guts and that courage into a win here at the Outerknown Tahiti Pro. Unbelievable stuff.
And she'll get a nice little celebration ride on the Red Bull ski to throw shakas to everybody in the channel, everybody supporting her.